And we're live. Welcome to the Awesome Dynamics Show. This is Paul DeWarian with Awesome Dynamic, and with me is Robin.
Hello.
Robin runs the SEO division of Awesome Dynamic, and also Blake. Say hello, Blake.
Hi, partners.
All right. And I'm not feeling that well today, so I'm going to not show you me anymore. And let's see here. Okay. And as always, if you have any questions, you click on the button on the lower right-hand corner of your screen. You can post those questions. When we come to a break point, we'll answer those questions for you. Just to tell you a little bit about what we do, I'm going to go up to Robin's screen here. Robin's showing us the different things we do. Robin, do you want to tell us what we do?
Sure, we have 4 things: search engine optimization, responsive web design, Amazon seller consulting, and Google Maps Business View, which is now going to be called what?
It's going to be called Google Street View Trusted.
Okay.
And that pause and what I was saying was on purpose. There's like I was the pipe character in between,
Oh,
the
okay.
vertical pipe character between Google Street View and Trusted. So that's what they're going to be rebranding it as. There's a new logo. And speaking of new logos, you want to head over to the Google page, google.com. They got I'm sure you've noticed all across every single Google property, they've been putting their new logo. So it's not only the, well, they're not putting it right here where they have the little animation there,
Uh,
but they have a new Google logo, which is more simple. Um, hmm. Now, these are the old ones. It's more like boxy in design, and there's also, yeah, why you hate the new. I think that was the article I read too.
oh,
Yeah,
this.
that's the way it looks now. So you'll notice that in your on your Android devices and even the little social media symbols and stuff like that have all changed to this new style logo. So even on the top of my phone in the search bar on my Android device, it has this new logo on it too. So
Yeah,
they've
I
been.
read a different article on this, but they
Did
put
you?
like so much into, they put so much thought into just changing this. So
Yes, yes.
sure, many, many hours.
I'm sure they had 7 floors of people just working
Yeah.
on this new logo.
From what I understand, the E and the G, the little end of the G line up in the diagonal line, which I didn't notice at first either, but that was
Ah,
supposed to. Wonder how long it took them to do that.
right. Well, yeah, and the E, I didn't even notice the E is tilted at the end.
Yeah.
So that's something I didn't. Well, yep, it is on my phone too. I'm looking real close at it. Interesting. So anyway, even the little icon that I use to go to Google Plus to start this webinar, I noticed that that little bookmark symbol was also changed in my bookmarks toolbar. So you'll see that changing across the web, I'm sure, pretty soon here. Anyway, we have a few topics that we wanted to go over today, and I think we could go through a couple of those. Let's take a look at the first one. That's moving the Maps or Google Maps marker. So what's interesting about this, Robin? Did you want to just pick a client and pull up their Google My Business listing and get to the place where they can we can adjust where their location is, and then I'll
Okay.
just talk about the importance while you're doing that. So when you're when you have your Google listing, your physical location in Google My Business, you're actually able to control the physical location of where the pinpoint is on the map. So on the screen that Robin's showing here, at the bottom there was a little pinpoint there, um, and that shows where exactly they're located. Now that could be right or wrong. Sometimes we find that that information isn't exactly right, or maybe it's right in the middle of your building. It could be down the street from where you're actually located. It could be at the entrance to the strip mall instead of in front of the door of your actual business. So being able to control that is really important. Robin, would you mind scrolling down just a little bit there? All right, so that's the little red pinpoint there. So in this case, we see that the pinpoint is off to the side of their building right here. So Robin, do you want to log into their Google My Business, and
Yeah,
then
I'm
we'll
doing that right now.
okay, so then we'll change the location. And this not only controls where it shows up on the map, but it also plays into how the GPS on Android devices or people who use Google Maps to navigate with their GPS get to your location. So we actually had a situation with a client where the navigation was telling people to drive over some train tracks where there wasn't a road, and by kind of shifting their location around a little bit, we were able to get the navigation to correct itself and actually tell them where to go. So there's a place you could do that. So if you already have your Google My Business page claimed, you can go into the page and control the map marker location. So
And
Robin,
this,
you want to
yeah,
take it from there?
this is what the front of the page looks like, and you can see that this is responsive as well because it adjusts to the size of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's what the back end looks like when you actually edit it. So I'll go in here.
Have you seen our other videos in the Academy, in the Awesome Dynamic Academy? Uh, we show how to get the listing set up. So this is one of the other steps, is moving the map marker. So Robin, you're in the screen here, and I think it's clicking on that edit button, right?
hmm And then
All
you
right,
have to press edit marker location over here.
good,
And you can actually move this anywhere you want.
exactly. Now, would you mind flipping that to go ahead and edit that, and we'll flip it to satellite view. So we're going to
All
move
right.
theirs. So if you zoom in on this building, it's Commerce Drive. There's Harris Road. That's their U.S. acrylic building. And where the map marker location is now is actually not the door that you walk into. In fact, that part of the building is a factory, and the doors that are at the end of that little sidewalk there, underneath where the pinpoint was, isn't where you would go in. It's actually the next one up. So if you go up a little bit, that's where the door is. So in the case of a strip mall, I would say putting it there, putting right where your door is in the building would be important. However, since this whole building is essentially theirs, I would put it at the entrance of the road, or where the driveway is. So this way, when someone's turning down Harris Road here, it'll say turn right, and then it'll say, okay, well that's where I need to be. So then that'll give you a lot more accuracy in terms of the GPS going through there. So you just drag the pinpoint right where you want it, and then you hit OK on the thing here and save, and it'll actually move that to the correct location. Might take a little time. Um,
Yeah, it can take up to, it says right here, it'll take up to 3 days to go live.
right. So then that'll shift over to the right location. So lots of people don't know this. They don't know that they can actually control where that pinpoint is. So I've seen so many businesses where the pinpoint is literally miles down the road from where they're located. Or there's situations where um, the road that their business is on doesn't exist in Google Maps. And I remember when we were doing that for our client Merit Homes, we actually had to draw the road in the subdivision that they were developing, because they're a home builder, and we had to draw the road in and get that confirmed. We did that with mapmaker.google.com. But once we drew it in there, then we could drag the pinpoint right to the correct location. So getting that to the right place is another form of quote unquote optimization, but it makes a difference how people find you, how people navigate using their GPS, and it's important just to have it right in general. Robin, do you have any additional comments that you'd like to make on moving the map marker?
Every once in a while, if you change something on your profile that's major, usually your business name, address, or phone number, it will ask you to re-verify your account. Sometimes if you change this marker drastically, or the address, it'll tell you to re-verify your account. So.
Okay, that's a good thing to know. So if it does trigger the re-verification, just expect that. Okay, awesome. So that's changing the map marker. I'm gonna take a sip of water here. All right. So, what's the next topic that we have here?
LastPass?
LastPass. Yeah, we're going to go back to LastPass,
Okay.
and this is something that we talked about last week. You want to pull up their website here?
Sure.
All right. So, LastPass.com is a tool that we use to remember all our passwords. And the reason we use this tool is, well, we have a lot of passwords to remember, and this remembers it for us. There's a lot of other programs out there like it that help you remember the password, but it allows you to use super secure passwords without having to remember them. And then you have one master password that remembers them all. So we just headed over to lastpass.com here. And Robin, would you click on the features button? Great. So one thing that I want to highlight is a lot of people use very, very insecure passwords, and in a world where there's a lot of, they call them brute force attacks, computers that are set up specifically to try and hack into your website, hack into your different accounts online, hack into your email. They essentially try common, they try every word in the dictionary, followed by numbers that people might put after it. So there's a lot of common passwords that a lot of people use. So one of the most common passwords that people think are secure is when there's something that starts with a capital letter, and it's a word followed by a few numbers, usually a significant date to that person. Then there's the special character symbol at the end. So if it was like Bravo 2211 exclamation point. So that might be a password that somebody uses. It's that format that's very, very common. And then even less secure than that is just using a word like teddy bear or silly cheese or something like that. So those types of passwords are not secure. So what's neat about LastPass is it can actually generate a secure password for you, and you don't really have to remember it. So if you go to generate secure password,
Yeah,
using
we'll
the
generate
LastPass tool. Yeah.
for you, which is very
Yeah.
cool.
And you know how I have mine set? If you go to that password length and change it to 20,
Oh,
you can go up higher than that. And then see where it says show advanced options? Oh,
100.
wow, that's a lot of characters. And then go to the advanced options there, and you
Alright.
can choose what types of characters it'll put in there. So capital, lowercase, numbers, and then the symbols. So if you click the little symbols checkbox there, and then you'll see it added some symbols into the password. That's always good to add in there. And then there's also this neat checkbox called avoid ambiguous characters. And what that means is it won't use like the number 1, the letter L, the number 0, the letter O, because a lot of those things are hard to differentiate when you see them printed, and you have to type them out. So you can click this box and it'll avoid some of those what they call ambiguous characters. But with LastPass, essentially you use this password. You can then use it for one of your accounts, and then you have one master password that locks down all the passwords that you have saved in LastPass. And I use, for my master password, I use a sentence with spaces and a period. So that's a very secure way of doing a password. It's also easy for me to remember. So if you're looking at having one really secure password to secure all these crazy passwords that LastPass has made for you, that's one way you can do it. Now, with LastPass, it's free. It's free to use if you use it on the desktop. If you want to be able to use it on other devices, go to the Go Premium at the top there in the navigation, Robin. I think it's $15 a year, maybe, and that allows you to use it across all your different devices. So if you have a tablet, you have a smartphone, and you want to be able to access your LastPass information, click on the Go Premium now, and we'll see if it says the price, the current price of it. $12 a year, so it's not that expensive to do that, but it allows you to access all the information on all your different devices. If you're just using it on your desktop, that's fine. You could use it on as many desktop or laptop devices as you want, and once you have it installed, you can see at the top of Robin's screen there's a little red square with a white star in it. That's the extension for Google Chrome. So that's what she clicked on to generate the password. That also allows you to get into your LastPass vault right away. Don't do that right on this webinar or on this video here, Robin, though. And then you're able to, it'll ask you as you're logging into things, do you want to save the password? I'll save it into your LastPass. You can log out of it if you don't want to be in it anymore. It also has some additional features like filling in forms, but it is free to use, and you can use it with Firefox, Internet Explorer, or the new Edge browser. I'm sure they're going to have a extension for that, but they show you where that is, and then you can use that to secure all your passwords. So the importance of this is it makes your life easy in terms of being able to log into all the different things that you'll be logging into for managing your SEO, and allows you to use really secure passwords so you're not using something weak that somebody can hack into. So with that being said, Robin, I wanted to know if you had any additional commentary on LastPass before we move on.
Yeah, it's really great because I have, hundreds of passwords I need to remember. And I also like to do a backup, whether that be like an old-fashioned backup, like just printed out copy of your LastPass passwords, or, on some sort of other document or another password protection one. So I like to do a backup.
Right. Also, you want to make sure you save your master password somewhere secure, whether you do that, because there really is no retrieving this password. Am I correct, Paul, on that? If you lose the LastPass master password?
That is correct. So if you lose your master password for LastPass, you lose your entire account, and all the passwords that were saved in it you cannot get access to. So it's super important to make sure that that's something that you will remember. So I do know some people that write it down on a sticky note and they save it in a really safe place, and that's the one password that they use. All right. So that's LastPass. Again, something very important. It'll make your life easier, easy or easier by remembering all those different passwords for you. And it's neat because you just go to websites and it fills it in for you. It fills in your username and password, and then you just click to go in. So if you use a computer that's shared, obviously you want to log out of it. So other people can't get into your stuff. But if you're the only one that uses your computer, you can leave it logged in and get into all your things. Okay, so filling out your Google Plus page 100%. So optimizing it essentially, and optimizing is just a fancy word in the world of SEO for filling it out completely and as accurately as possible. So when we take a look at this particular Google My Business page, we have this edit button here, and we're able to edit a whole bunch of different aspects of the business, which you may have seen in some of our other videos. But here we're able to obviously have the business name, there's the address, there's the contact information, and here you can actually add a fax number. Is there a fax number option in there?
No, not anymore. Yeah.
There used to be. They're always changing it, of course. But yeah, if you don't want to list your phone number, then that's one thing that you don't have, and then that's something that that you could have optimized that you didn't. Category, you can come in here and you can add additional categories that are related to what you do. So when you set it up initially, it just gives you the option for one, but then you can come back in here and add more. Hours of operation, I know a lot of folks that don't put in their hours, and because they're, I'm appointment only, or I don't want people showing up during these times. But not only does it, is it good to fill out the hours because it's then more optimized than if you didn't have the hours. It also can affect when your listing shows up. So sometimes Google results will show based on the hours of that you have listed in your Google My Business page. So you want to make sure that you get some hours in there. Robin, your piece of advice usually is to have the hours of when you're able to accept phone calls. Is that kind of what you thought would be good?
Yeah, if it's a physical location like an actual retail store that has set hours, definitely put those. But if you're more of like, work from home or a service business or something like that, as long as you can accept the phone calls, I would put those hours.
Excellent. Then we have the introduction, and I was actually working with this client yesterday on beefing up the introduction here. So this is a description of your business, and we were able to, they allow you to link right inside your description here. So we link to the home page from the word bicycle shop. Oops, We linked to the unique services to her services page on her website. So if I click this, you can see it goes right to her bike services page where you can learn about the things that they do. And then we added a link to their brands page so you can see the different brands of bicycles they have. But yeah, if you're linking to pages on your website and your competitors aren't, then that's another point in your favor according to Google.
And you can also add an outbound link as well.
Yes, we could. What should we add here? You know what? How about we link Libertyville to
To
the
the
Libertyville
town.
page? Yeah.
Perfect.
And it's Libertyville, Village of Libertyville. No, it's just libertyville.com. So I'll go in there and an outbound link. That's a great idea. All right. Google wants you to be furthering the internet community by sharing information and resources through links. So that's one of the ideas, that you don't want to hog them all to your site. Having an external link or going somewhere else is also contributing to the greater internet community, right, Robin?
Yep, and it's also that's the great way to think about it. It's also to rank higher on Google.
Right. Yes. No, I'm just talking about the touchy feely stuff, but yeah, if you do it and your competitors don't, you're going to rank higher.
Especially for blogs.
Right. Right.
All right, so you want to save that at the bottom.
Okay, done editing. All right. So this profile is 100% filled out, which is great.
Minus, does it have the virtual tour?
It does not have it. So they used to have a progress bar here, which we were just discussing a moment ago, but they've dropped that off again. Everything is always fluid and changing, but it used to be that you couldn't get the last 10% of being 100% completed unless you add a virtual tour. So one thing, we filled out all the information. I guess we're not at 100%. We want to add a whole bunch of photos. So when you go to add and manage photos, they just
and this is interesting and a little bit newer. They divided the photos into what type of photos they'd like to see.
Yes. And I actually have a whole bunch of photos for them on my computer. So I'm going to find that. Let's see here.
So now it's no longer if you have photos or don't have photos, but now it's more like the more you can give your customers. So interior photos of the inside of your business, the outside of your business, your actual staff. Like they want to know a lot about your company.
That's right. I know she doesn't want that one. Keep going through here. Okay. I'm picking a whole bunch of photos off my computer here. Tim, my brother Tim, went over there and did a photo shoot. Well, I don't have to get them all. So, but I do have literally probably, I don't know, a good 50 photos that I could add. So I'm adding all the ones that I have, or some of the ones that I have of the interior of the space, and that gives not only Google the information and gives you a better chance to be to rank because you have these and your competitors don't. It also gives prospective clients or customers that might come in just a better feel of what your place is like. So it's great to add that information in here. So hopefully this is going to be done here, so we can see pictures of kids on the bikes. We have picture of the owner working on a bike. We have people enjoying the boutique coffee area. We have pictures of some of the different types of products they have. I know for sure that this is one that I don't think she wanted in there, so we'll have to take that one out. So let's see here. We'll, if I can't figure out how to do it very quickly here, oh, here we go. Check and delete. Move to trash. Good. Okay, so I added those. There's also, I have a whole bunch of pictures of the outside. So, but the point is here, we want to add all the different types of photos that we have into these different categories that they have provided us. Robin, any additional tips on that you could?
Yeah, so filling out this Google page, it actually helps you in ranking on your local pack results because it makes your knowledge graph more interesting. And I can show a picture of a knowledge graph. Let's see, so let's do like Bicycle shops. I'm on my screen now.
Okay, let me flip it to your screen.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Present to everyone. Okay, we're
So
looking at your screen now, Robin.
I googled bicycle shops and
We were actually looking at this with that client yesterday, and she was like, "How come I'm not showing up?" I said, "Well, could be that you don't have as many reviews as the other folks. Could be the fact that you don't have pictures, and they do." Um,
yeah, here's an example of a knowledge graph. So you can
okay.
see that they have pictures, they have reviews, there's some quotes from the reviews,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very interesting because you can get a lot of info just from here. I see that they don't have their hours on here.
Mm-hmm.
And this client does, and you can actually see if you drop down the arrow for different days. And they have street view, photos.
Do you see how this one has the photos there and the other one didn't? That's because they took the time to add them in, or someone might have added it in for them on the because the general public can add those in.
Hmm. And this is new as well.
Now the popular times, interesting.
Hmm.
Okay. So getting those photos in there is really important. Let's go back and take a look at what is the virtual tour. So that's something that this lifestyle cycle place is going to do. I'm going to flip back to my screen real quick to everyone. And if I go back to my business here, we can see there's this whole add a virtual tour, and this is how it works. You actually can tour through a business just by clicking and moving around, and it's connected into Google Maps. So I can go usually go right out the door of the business, right, and start going on the street to the next place. So many people have seen this, but not a lot of people have seen the fact that you could do it inside the business. And only Google trusted photographers and trusted agencies are allowed to do this. We happen to be one of those, so we can do the virtual tour, but it's something that if you have a virtual tour and someone else and your competitors don't, that's another point in your favor. And I'm going to go back to Robin's screen because she's showing some of the different tours that we've done. So we've done some restaurants, we've done office buildings, and it's not only got that cool factor where people can go and check out the place that you have. It also allows you, if you're the business owner and you aren't at your business and you want to see, well, is there an outlet in that room? You can reference your tour and go back to your tour and see, oh yeah, there is one in that corner there. But also,
You can
for
sell a party
restaurants,
room as well.
yeah, yeah. I think that's something that this particular client at the Vine in Grays Lake, he does all the time. He said, "Oh, just go to my tour and check out the party room. You can see exactly what it looks like." So that's really neat. One thing, there's another bar we're going to be doing one for. He's going to put something on the TVs that talks about some of the different services that he has. What's really neat, especially restaurants, people want to check out. Well, is this the kind of place that I want to bring my kids to? And then they can go say, oh yeah, this is really nice. It's not like a pool bar or something like that, because maybe that's not what they want to bring their kids to. But there's all sorts of. I remember he wanted to specifically show off his bathrooms because he redid his bathrooms, so you can go inside the bathroom in his tour. I
Oh,
think I
that's
just went,
cool.
but
Oh,
yeah,
you
it's
can
a
go. Yeah.
yeah. I think you can. You just get right there. There you go. You can check out his nicely redone bathroom. So, yeah, the tour is just another way to get to that 100%. So if you get all the information in there, you do the outbound and inbound links, you do the add the photos, as many photos as you can, and you do the virtual tour, then you've essentially achieved 100% completion on your Google listing. That doesn't mean that that's the last thing you should ever do with it, ever, forever and ever. You can also post information to your Google Plus about your different blogs, but that's for a different video. So, but yeah, we wanted to talk about why it's important to have 100% completion and what does that actually mean in terms of what things need to be done. So, Robin, anything else that you'd like to add, or Blake?
Yeah, filling out the logo.
Oh yeah, well that's something where here, let me go back to my screen really quick, and we kind of talk about that in some of the other videos on the Awesome Dynamic Academy. But let me see. Stop presenting and I present my screen. So when we initially fill this out, and we have a separate video that specifically talks about how to do the logo, how to add your cover photo and all those other things. But getting that's a good point, that's something that needs to be done. So if you're looking at your page and if this isn't a photo that you put there, you want to go in there and add something specifically for it. So this particular client just put a picture of their shop. I would recommend putting the bicycle logo in there.
And
So
there's two places to access the logo photo. You can press just manage photos and it'll take care of all of your photos,
here we go.
including that background picture as well. So
Right. There's the cover, there's the logo, there's the profile picture. Okay, great. Okay, so we have the adding the Google My Business social media button. And if you look at here, we'll go to Robin's page. And looking at Robin's screen here, we can see that after you've gotten your Google My Business set up, you want to link to that from your website. So Robin's hovering over the icon there. That's the Google Plus icon, and that's linking to our Google My Business page right here. And that essentially adds the connectivity from your website back to the Google Plus page, and that's something that they want you to do. And if you don't do it, that might be a reason why you're not ranking as prominently as if you did do it. So adding that icon, that's the older icon. They have this new one that they're playing with that has the Google My Business. It's like a little blue icon with an awning over it. You could
yeah, it's
pull. Is that under Google Images, right? And
it's this one.
it's that one. So that's something that they're playing with. But yeah, I get the feeling that they're gonna do this new one with the new the new Google logo. So whatever the current one is, the point is you just want the link back there. So just something that has the Google, whatever the most current Google logo is, and link that back to your Google Plus page. You want to put that onto your website. So usually with the rest of your social media icons, you can see on ours we have the Pinterest, the Facebook, the Google, the Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and our RSS feed. So that's essentially getting an icon that links back to your Google
So where
Plus
would
page.
you get these icons?
These icons, well, these are ones that actually our designer. You can see him right there, Brendan Egan. He designed these specifically with the different colors that do the hover, and then the gray. They're very discreet looking. You can also Google like social media icons, and there's tons of people that have them out there. You can see these are the
these are
ones
like the
you
standard
typically see.
ones.
Yeah. So there's a ton of different versions of them. But go ahead and Google social media icons. And there's people out there that have them free to use. There's the Google Images. You want to be careful what you use from there because it's not always. It could be copyrighted.
Yeah, you want to make sure they're legal.
But if you go back and see what some of these other links are down there, see it says free premium social media icons vector. So if you go onto one of these websites, they're saying, hey, you can use my stuff, my social media icons if you'd like. So there's that new Google logo, 2015. See that? The G. So I'm sure we're going to see a lot more stuff with that soon. Okay. I think that covers adding the Google My Business social media button.
Well, how do you add them?
Oh, how do you add it? Oh, yeah. Well, that's where it depends on your website software. So that's a good question. So if you're using WordPress, you'd upload the icon to your media area, and then you'd have to place the image into your website. In this particular website, there's a widget area at the bottom that you're able to insert the image into, and then we link the image.
Always put it in the header or footer so that
right.
it's on every page. Yeah.
Right. So if you have a hard-coded website, you need to know how to code that. So that's one thing. Yeah, if you're using a website like Wix or Weebly, they usually already have the icons in a place for you to add right in. So, and then they usually make it really easy to just click on what the image and then link that out to the other place. Another good point that I want to bring up is that you should link this to a new window. So if you notice when you click on ours down there, it goes to a new window automatically, and the website is still sitting behind in the prior tab. So you don't want people to navigate away from your website. You want this to open in a new tab, and that'll make it so this way, if they do close this, your website's still sitting back there. So I could get into the technical ways to add that in there, but that's I think that's a little bit beyond this. If you're looking to put that icon on there, it all depends on what kind of software you have. So if you don't know how to do it, you can post something in our forum on Awesome Dynamic Academy with, I have Weebly, how do I do this? Or I have a hard-coded site, can you give me some tips on how to do that? And we can either give you a direct answer or link a resource to help you get that done. With that being said, we want to wrap up this webinar and want to recap the different services we have. We have we talked about those at the beginning, but we also have the Awesome Dynamic Academy, which Robin's screen is being presented. This is where you're able to do the SEO on your own. We have over 100 lessons.
It looks like your screen's being presented.
Is mine? No, it's set to yours.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can learn how to do this on your own. We have very budget-friendly pricing, so you're able to learn how to do all the different things on your own. So you could either do that yourself, you can hire an employee at a low hourly rate to do that for you, and you can sign up for one of our programs. We have webinars every week to help you with any questions that you have, and we have a forum for you to ask questions. And we're all about making sure that you can do something to really affect change for your business online. So all our webinars are posted here on the webinars page. Let's see, last week's there, right there. But we're head over to awesomedynamic.com, sign up, or awesomedynamicacademy.com and sign up for one of our webinars or one of our programs to help you with your SEO online. All right, so then we'll sign off, like you said, Robin. This is Paul DeWarian with Awesome Dynamic, and let's just go around. Robin, you're next.
I'm Robin.
Robin with Awesome Dynamic, and Blake as well.
Yeah.
Show notes.
Thanks for showing up, everyone. I'm just going
to
finish up these show notes, and don't forget to check out our websites and all our awesome services.
That's right. Okay.